Blog Talk Radio.
Liftoff on another Tarot Today radio episode here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dax Carlisle, a certified life coach, tarot advisor, numerologist, and hypnotherapist coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona. And joining me, as always, is my fabulous co-host. It is great always to be on here on Psychic Saturdays with the lovely Mary Brown. She's a certified tarot master, crystal Reiki master, and she's the vice president for certification for the Tarot Guild. And here she is live from Amarillo, Texas, where they're having tornadoes and stuff. Hey, Mary, you made it.
Hey, hello, everybody. Happy Psychic Saturday. I'm excited. No, we're not having tornadoes yet. We're just under tornado watch, but if we hear a big loud noise, I'll probably need to go hide in my closet.
Yeah, if you hear the sirens go off, we know that Mary has to leave the show unexpectedly, quickly. Wow.
Oh, my.
Oh, gosh. We've been having gorgeous weather here in Tucson, high 70s, low 80s. Really a lot of summer weather, and then last night, boom, it hits us with all of this rain. I think we're getting part of your tornado, and and it's all like cloudy and overcast, and the sun's peeking out every once in a while, but there's a little bit of blue sky, but man, there's still clouds everywhere, and I don't know what's going on. This weather's just insane.
It is insane. I'll be glad when we have like bright, sunny skies again. Right now we have nothing but this low-hanging fog that's yucky. Just makes me want to take a nap.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of that, of course, in San Francisco and some in Seattle, and it just made me want to go out and get a latte. But
yeah. Take a nap, have a latte.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, so today is one of our open lines shows where it's just us chatting with you guys. So give us a ring, 714-816-4628. We're going to do tarot mini readings and open lines all show long. So if you're listening live and you haven't dialed in yet, dial in now and secure your spot, because we're going to go right to phone lines in just a minute here. So give us a ring. I'll give that number out again, 714-816-4628. That's 714-816-4628. And as soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. That puts you into the caller queue. That way we know that you're not just listening to the show, that you actually want to be live on air with us. And if you can't call in the show, you can join us on the chat post. We always have a chat post for each show on the Psychic Talk Radio Facebook group, and we use the comments on that post as a chat room. And we have a URL that takes you right to the chat post for each show that day. So it's psychictalk.net/chat. It's that easy. Our regular website for the network, psychictalk.net/chat. That'll take you right over there, and you can get in the chat room. You can chat with us. You can comment on the show, and you can ask for a mini reading or ask a question or something right there in the chat if you can't call into the show. Today's show, as always, is sponsored by the Tarot Guild, the international organization for tarot lovers, students, and professional readers. Since 2004, we're now in our 17th year. Come by and stop by and visit us at the main new website that we created. Our old one crashed after 10 years on the same server, so we created a whole brand new experience online. It's a big social media networking site, and it's located at thetarotguild.com. So come over there, and the associate membership is free. You just sign up for the site there. I think the top of any page, whether you're on your phone or a tablet or your laptop or what have you, you'll see a button that says sign up, sign in, and just hit the sign up, and you can use your social media. You can use Facebook, Google, Twitter, whatever, to sign in and join, or you can use a email address and a password if you'd rather do it the old-fashioned way. And you'll be an associate member and be able to use all the features. So go check it out, thetarotguild.com. Oh, boy. Okay, so we got a bunch of people calling in, Mary. And what else is going on before we go to phone lines? I'm giving some time for people to call in. Tomorrow. Daylight savings is starting tomorrow. We're going to spring forward.
Yes, spring forward. And some people are trying to make it permanent. There's a push in the Senate. I think some states are trying to pass laws to make them, so we don't have to spring forward, fall back, spring forward, fall back. Just keep it in place all year long.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I kind of like it.
I guess I should mention that here in Arizona, we've solved the problem. We just ignore it. We don't move our clocks. So, the big takeaway here. Right. Yeah, we just ignore things here in Arizona, So the big takeaway for the radio show, for the shows, for the network, is that the times are not going to change. It's going to still be 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern for most of the shows. Catherine's show on Wednesdays has moved to the evening, though. So hers is 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, but for the rest of the shows, it's still 11 a.m. Pacific. So nothing's changing for the network and for most people. But if you're here in Arizona, the shows are going to start an hour earlier. Of course, that means I have to make more coffee. I have to get up an hour earlier to do the show and do all the work before the show. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. What else is going on here? Hey, have you noticed that there's a lot of stuff going on with tarot?
There is. I was, I like watching the show The Voice, and I'm watching it, they're in the blind auditions or whatever, and I'm watching it, and they have the next person up, they do a little background on them, little bio information and stuff, and she does a tarot reading before she goes to her audition, and she
awesome.
says that, she's feeling really optimistic, based on her reading, and then she nailed the audition. So I was like, all right, that's amazing. So she's going to be on the show, at least, for a while until, we don't know who's going to win, obviously. But I hope they show more of her doing readings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so cool because that's like, NBC. You don't get more mainstream than that. One of the big three broadcast channels, and there she is doing a reading, and it's just like normal, and it's great because it's normal for me to do readings when something's coming up, and it's great to see that that's being shown.
Yeah.
And what else? There was something else.
Oh, well, one thing I wanted to mention, I actually did a whole article on it. If you go over to thetarotguild.com and click on articles and scroll down, look for where it says photographer creates his own 78-card deck inspired by his sleep paralysis. Okay, so this is Nicholas Bruno, and this is another example of, there are artists that do tarot decks, like Ciro Marchetti and everything. But even Ciro, when he first started doing it, he knew nothing about the tarot. And with Nicholas Bruno, he's like a mainstream photographer, high-end photography. We're talking here, the stuff that gets put into galleries. And, he put together 78 scenes and photographed them to make them into tarot cards. It is just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And who was it? Sarah Barnes from My Modern Met did an interview with him. And if you go to that article on thetarotguild.com, I have her interview linked, and also the Haven Gallery, where they're actually doing an art exhibit of the Somnia Tarot. That's what it's called, by the way, the Somnia Tarot. I just love that. And when I put it on Facebook, the folks in our Tarot Guild group, we have over 6,300 members, and they just went nuts. They said, this is a really cool looking deck, So I can't wait till it comes out, as a deck, and hopefully it will. I mean, he might not do that. He might just, do it as art, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's doing it. If they go and read your article in the Tarot Guild and follow the link to the Modern Met article, there's a link to his web page, and you can sign up to be notified when the deck is available.
Mhm. Yeah,
because I think it's
so
going to
many
be cool.
things. Yeah, there's so many things showing how tarot is going mainstream. Over the last 10 years, it's just been ramping up. Christian Dior did a whole clothing line based on, was it Mother Peace? I think tarot. And I think it's been in vogue in several magazines, mainstream magazines, and it's just awesome stuff. I'm loving it.
Yes, it is.
Oh, another thing I wanted to mention is we're coming up on the 700th episode of Psychic Talk Radio of the network, and it's going to fall the beginning of April, I think, on a Friday. So be on the lookout for that. I think the first Friday in April, it'll be when Dr. Rose and I do the Doctors Are In show on Friday. We're going to be celebrating 700 episodes here on the network. And one other thing I wanted to mention, and then we're going to go to phone lines. In 2 weeks, the Psychic Spin segment here on this show is coming up. And I want to get people thinking early. Like, what are the big questions you want to ask the tarot? So if you're not familiar with our Psychic Spin segment, it's where we, take a look at things that's on a lot of people's minds that we're all thinking about. I'm sorry. Could be my coffee is coming back on me here. Oh God. It could be current events. It could be things in the news. It could just be things that a lot of people are thinking about, or somebody really famous just passed away, or it could be anything, or how the universe works, how tarot works, how the numerology works, And the difference is between us and the talking heads on the TV or radio or YouTube, YouTubers, talking heads. We can pull tarot cards. So that we put a psychic spin on it. So yes, you could still call into the show and ask about your life and your regular questions for the tarot during the episode. But if you have any big questions, get a hold of Mary or I and let us know. I've always wondered this, or it'd be cool if you guys asked the tarot about this. The big questions. And there's actually I think it's under I want to say it's under news on thetarotguild.com. I have an article about that where it has all of our contact information, and you can just pop on there and leave us a message and talk about what you'd like us to tarot about in 2 weeks. So, yeah, I just want to get everybody thinking that way there, Mary.
Awesome. It's good. It would be great to hear what people are wanting to see us to pull cards on.
Absolutely. So let's see. I'm going to take a look here. We're going to see who's been waiting the longest. And if you're listening live, okay, this is the time to call in because we're going to jump on those phone lines. So get your spot right now at 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. 714-816-4628. And the first caller is from my neck of the woods. It's actually area code 520, my area code.
Oh, got it.
Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling
guys.
from?
Lisa
Hello.
from Arizona.
Hi.
I love you guys. Well, something happened. I got into a relationship and 2 months, and then we became intimate, and something happened last night, and I wonder if we're going to get through it, if we're going to move forward romantically or whatever is coming up. I got to listen, I got to hear, I got to embrace it, I gotta, because I'm spending a lot of time out in the desert, and I'm journaling, and I'm yelling into my pillow.
Good.
Good. Well, you're doing all the right
things.
things.
We do.
Yeah. But before we go any further, can you let everybody know who you are? Because I don't think I got your name in the beginning.
It's
Lisa. Yes.
From Arizona.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa, we know who you are, but a lot of the new listeners and callers don't know who you are. So I wanted you to say that.
Sorry.
Yeah. So whatever the issue was, it's going to clear up. I don't know whether negative or positive, but it's going to have an ultimate adjudication, let's say, because I'm getting the justice card. So justice will be served with whatever the situation is. There's still possibility here. The Knight of Cups shows up. It's looking fairly okay. Now, asking it straightforward as, yes or no, are you going to get through this, move forward, it's giving me a muddled answer. It's giving me maybes, And so it's not a strong yes. It's not a strong no. It's a maybe no. So because I'm getting 3 out of 5 cards saying no. So what does that mean? That means absolutely nothing. That's when the tarot says, hey, it could go either way,
Yeah.
You're feeling a little bit, the 5 of Pentacles shows up, you're feeling a little bit literally out in the cold, and boy, it is cold here.
Yeah.
Here in Tucson right now.
Yeah. No, it's accurate. It's accurate.
But then after that, going into the future, we're getting like the 4 of Wands, which is a card of, gatherings and celebration and liberation and happiness and prosperity and all kinds, positive things there. So yeah, it could go either way. It depends on you guys and and if you decide, the two of you together to make it through and to work through it or not. But let's see if Mary's got any wise words for you here. Mary, what are you getting?
Well, you said wise words, and the first card that came up was the Fool, right? So, and that's not necessarily about, foolishness, but being the central card here, it feels like this is something that just sort of came out of left field, like it was unexpected, kind of a, something we weren't imagining would happen. Page of Swords preceding that, maybe it was something that was said that wasn't expected as well. But it's underneath everything in the Star card in the future position. So the Fool card is a lot like what Dax was talking about, where anything could happen. The Fool's like wide open. Anything's possible. 3 wands, I feel like it's saying, like, give it a few days. Give it a few days, take a step back, see how it goes. The star card and at the end here is saying there's every reason to be optimistic that things are going to work out well. So I feel like it looks pretty good. I feel like we just need some time to absorb the surprise of this.
Yeah.
And with the Page of Swords, I connect pages often to communication. That maybe we need to talk it out, at some point. But give it about 3 days is what I would say.
Okay. You don't see anything happening today, though. 3 days time is what it's.
Well, I feel like, like for me, timing, it's like within 3 days. Not longer than that.
Okay.
So yeah, sure, it could be today, tomorrow, the next day.
Okay.
Any of those 3 days. But I do feel with the star card at the end that there's a reason to be hopeful. That things are going to turn out well, and the 10 of Cups underneath everything to me is a great sign too. That's a card of happiness and contentment. Emotionally.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Like positive cards towards the end, and I wasn't getting any negative cards at all, really.
Yeah. Me either.
So, it's not like the Tower card showed that, this happened suddenly and unexpectedly. You expect something like the Tower card to show up, but only if it's, really derogatory, which in this case it's not. It happened. See if you can get through it, So I hope that helps you out, Lisa.
It does, and I love you guys to pieces always.
Thanks so much for calling. Have a great weekend.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yeah. Bye. Thanks for calling in, as always, Lisa. We love when Lisa calls in, and she always has some interesting questions. She's not one of those callers, Mary, that calls in like every week or every other week and asks the same exact question. She has something new going on and asks a good question, and I love that. Absolutely love that. And
me too.
I wanted to mention, in regards to her and her situation, and for everybody else listening out there as well, I pulled a card for us, and I got the Sun card. So which is kind of ironic. It's ironic because it's all overcast and cloudy and rainy, and you're on a tornado watch and everything, and we're getting the Sun card. So maybe it's trying to make us feel better, but I feel that it being a Sun card day. And the Sun card showing up, that it's for all of us, but I think especially for Lisa that it's a positive sign for today. Also, the entire date adds up and reduces to a 3. That's creativity and communication. And the day, the 13th, is actually a 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. That's structure, which remember I got that 4 of Wands. Okay. And so I feel that combining the numerology along with, the positive aspect of the Sun card there, Lisa, and she's still listening. I see her on there. I just wanted to throw at you, try it could happen today where it resolves. It could take a couple of days, but it could actually happen today, with that Sun card showing up. And also try to be creative about this. 3 is creativity and communication. The other thing about 3 is it's the number. I don't know if I ever talked to you about this, Mary, but 3 is creativity and communication, but it's the number of the comedian. And when it comes up, put some levity in it. Find an angle on it, to make it, to defuse it and take the power away. And, be creative in your communication with him. So there you go. Just wanted to throw that out before we go to the next call, because right away, when you were finishing up talking to Lisa, Mary, I was seeing, the card of the day and the numerology of the day, is speaking to Lisa's situation. And that's what often happens. Tarot is multi-layered, and so is numerology. And when I put out the card of the day articles with the numerology of the day and the tarot card of the day, and it's for everybody. And you'll often see your situation in the card or cards and in the numerology that day. So there you go. Just wanted to throw that out there. And
awesome.
Let's see who's been waiting the longest, and then we'll be at the bottom of the hour. We'll do the upcoming shows, take a short break, and come right back with your phone calls, folks. And in fact, this is the perfect time to call in. Get into the queue now so we can get to you right away, 714-816-4628. And the next caller waiting the longest is calling in from area code 703. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Andrea. I'm calling from Virginia.
Hi,
Andrea.
How are you guys?
Good.
Oh, we're
How
doing good,
doing?
except it just started raining again.
Oh, well, it's actually a little chilly out here today, but I heard someone said snow this week. I don't know. It's crazy. So we'll see what happens.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So my question is, I got laid off in October, and I got a job offer last week, and I started it on this past Monday, but oh my God, I do not like it. You know, that's like Sam I am. I do not like it, Sam I am. So I'm kind of stuck. I actually had an interview the week before I started that job, but do you think something else is going to come through, because I really don't like this job?
Right. Yeah. Like, will something else come through for you besides the job you currently have? Okay, so let's take a look at that. Are we going to find something better? Basically, the World Five of Cups comes up first in the like we're disappointed with how this turned out. I love it when it's just like so spot on. Like
Mary,
so
Mary,
but what?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
I can hear I'm
you.
sorry, I didn't mean to mess up your flow there, but I just had to jump in because the very first card I just got is, again, the Five of Cups. I had to do that.
Yeah, she is
I
not
love
happy.
when those synchronicities happen. Confirmation.
She's so not happy with this. But you know what's really cool is this. We go from the Five of Cups into the World card, into the Two of Cups in the outcome. The Knight of Cups is here, the Knight of Wands. Something is going to come up, and it's going to be something that you will like better, that'll be more in line with where you are, like in your feelings and in your emotions. It almost feels like the problem with the job that you got is just this, it's emotional. It's like this awful feeling around it. And I don't know exactly what's causing it. It just feels like, real disappointment. And with the World card, I feel like it's saying like, okay, that circle is going to complete itself pretty quickly there. These Knights are great. Knights are about movement and moving forward. They're not cups, following our heart and ending up with the Two of Cups, winding up in a position where we're in harmony. With these two Knights, it's interesting. It might be, a couple different directions you go in before you find the thing that really fits for you. But let's see what Dax is getting.
Yes, a mortgage company, and it's just not my thing. And no one wears a mask in that office, and it makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah. So,
you
and that's
wear
our
yours,
hostess.
Andre.
Oh,
yeah,
I wear mine.
I
wear mine, but people in the office don't wear one unless you're like walking through the hall where you sit at your desk. You don't wear one. It's really uncomfortable. But I really would love to have that job that I interviewed right before I got this one, but I haven't heard back from her. So we'll see what happens.
Well, there's still hope. I'm going to tell you what I'm getting in the cards here, because there's still hope. The main focus card is the hope card. It's the star. I mean, you can't get a better card than that. And the message coming through is the universe wants you to stay optimistic, okay? Have faith, have hope, because that job or some other better job can still come through for you. Now, just like with Mary, I started off with the Five of Cups, literally the crying over spilt milk card. But if the figure in the card would just turn around, they'd see that they're actually still in a good position, because two cups are upright behind them, still filled to the brim with their contents, okay? And right next to it is the Nine of wands, and the figure in that card has the battle wounds and everything. And so combined with the 5 of Cups, that's how you're currently feeling about it. However, there's another aspect to the 9 of Wands, that you have all the skills and abilities that you need in order to do something that is going to be more emotionally fulfilling. And that's the big message that's coming through here, because right after the Star card, going into the future, we get the Cosmic Wake-Up Call card, the Judgment card saying, wake up, Andrea. It's like, and then right after that, it's the Wish Come True card, the 9 of Cups. So there you've got two.
Yay!
You got 2 9 cards, okay, and 9 is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. So you're at the precipice of starting something new, and in addition to the hint that your wish is going to come true with the 9 of Cups, Cups is about emotions, and the cups in the card are all lined up perfectly, meaning he has his emotion, all his emotions in check. And the message coming through, along with the Star card, to stay optimistic and have faith and hope, is that what the universe wants you to do is stop thinking of jobs, J-O-B, and start thinking of how you're going to be emotionally fulfilled working for whoever, doing whatever, or doing something on your own for yourself, because you have the skills and abilities with the 9 of Wands. That's what that is saying. So, if you put your attention on drawing in either this other job that you applied for that you haven't heard back from yet, or something even better in the future, keep it open. Don't block the universe. Keep it open there.
Right.
If you put your attention on bringing something in that's going to be more emotionally fulfilling, and take your focus off the negativity, from the 5 of Cups. That's what the 5 of Cups is really about. It's not just what you're feeling then. It's pointing out that, well, if the person just turned around, they'd see the other 2 upright cups. It's a card saying, okay, you're feeling this way now, but you need to take your focus off that and put it on what you actually want. So that's what's coming through as the message. I hope that helped you out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for calling in. Have a great weekend.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know if in a couple weeks or so if something happens. I'll call you back and let you know. What the process.
Yes, give us a call.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, Andrea. Nice call there. And we're at the bottom of the hour. So, Mary, do you want to tell us what's coming up on the network?
Yes, I do. What do we have coming up on the Psychic Talk Radio Network? We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up here. Our next show is actually going to be tomorrow, March 14th, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a Magic Universe show with host Sharona Rapsick. She's going to be talking about tarot magic with her special guest, Emily Munez of the Simplicity Tarot, and they're going to be doing open lines with free tarot mini readings and angel Reiki. And then on Monday, March 15th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, is the Wisdom of the Soul show with your host, Janice Fuchs. And that will be followed on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Pacific. That one's a different time, 7 p.m. Eastern, the Compassionate Light Healing and Guidance Hour with your host, Catherine Hahn, and she's going to be talking about the chakras and offering free on-air guidance. And then Dax will be back on Friday on the Doctors Are In show with his co-host, Dr. Rose Wilkerson, and they will be talking about Origin of the Universe, a Sacred Geometry View, and be taking your calls for free tarot mini readings and life coaching. And then Dax and I will be back on Saturday, March 20th, for another cool episode of the Tarot Today show.
There we go. And
awesome.
you could see it all at psychictalk.net/upcoming. I got all the shows listed through the end of March, and even some of the April shows are already up that you can see what's coming up here. I mentioned in the beginning of the show we're going to have our 700th episode on Friday, April 2nd, and then Mary will have her There's a Rock for that on April 3rd. Do you know who your crystal guest is going to be yet?
I do not.
Do not. Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know. I'll have to ask. My stones who should be.
And a lot of times it goes all the way to like the end of the month before Catherine hears from the angels what she's going to be doing the next month on Compassionate Light. But she got the information early. She is going to be talking about the power of gratitude and kindness on all the Wednesdays in April. So there you go. There's some other stuff coming up there. Yep. Oh, don't forget. Yeah. And we mentioned it in the beginning of the show. Don't forget, folks, 2 weeks from today, we're doing that psychic spin, so get your big questions in for us. We would love to chat with you. And we're going to go back to phone lines here. Give us a call, 714-816-4628. They're starting to light up here. I did want to mention we're getting a lot of great members on the Tarot Guild site. We have 6,300 members on our Facebook group for the Tarot Guild. But on the brand new website, it's kind of like herding cats to get everybody to come over and join the new website, even though it's free. But we're up to, I looked the other day, Mary, and there's that angel number again. 333 showed up. 333 members on there. Isn't that great?
That is awesome. That's interesting, right? 333.
Yes, that creativity and communication. And you remember Deb Frew, who was one of the earliest Tarot Guild members, and she used to be on the network as a host. Yeah.
Deb got GPS for your soul, right? Wasn't that her thing?
Remember
GPS
that?
For your soul. Yeah, she's awesome.
So she just joined the Tarot Guild site and thetarotguild.com and joined the new website, and she became the 334th member. So we just became 334 there, and she got in contact again because she's doing her annual retreat in Illinois. It's the Worldwide Tribe, where she's got all these guest speakers come in and talk about everything from, divination to the paranormal, UFOs. I mean, you name it, they cover it. And we have a whole article on the Tarot Guild site about it. They're actually, they couldn't do it last year because of COVID, but they're going to do it this year. I think it's in August. I want to say the 19th through the 22nd. There's about 25 tickets left. If you want to do a nice retreat, you can't do better than going to a Worldwide Tribe. It's great. So I thought I'd mention that. And in addition to a lot of people joining the website, we've had a lot of people becoming a professional member guild and getting their certified tarot reader certificate and going through the process. And I'm hoping to have actually some of these folks on as guests on the show to talk about their tarot experience, how they got into tarot, how they found the Tarot Guild, why they joined, why they thought, they wanted to get certified. So we're working on that in, behind the scenes, folks. A lot of stuff going on. Let's see. Who's been waiting the longest, Mary? Looking on the board here, it looks like area code 91. I'm sorry, 91. I'm dyslexic today. 917. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Dax. Hi, Mary. This is Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi.
Where are you calling in from?
New York.
New York.
New York.
Oh, I thought that was a New York number. What do you want to talk about?
You guys talked about the Sun card earlier. And in some respects, I feel that's for me. I just have a feeling that I feel I'm so filled with hope regarding how things are working out that I'm just calling to ask for a reading on anything you pick up in the next couple of months.
Okay. Anything going on for you in the next couple of months that you need to be aware of, basically?
Okay. And even if it's not to be aware of, it's like something good to anticipate.
Something good. Where's something good? I like that.
Let me ask you, Ellen, are you married or dating, or what's going on in the romantic aspect of things?
Nothing. It's not quite. We're coming out of lockdown, but still, we've been in lockdown for the last year, so no, there hasn't been very much going on in any part of my social life at this point.
Okay, the reason I ask that is because that's what's coming up for me when I'm pulling cards for you here. I'm getting all of these individuals showing up. I got the King of Wands, and that's probably a fire sign, like an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius, and a Page of Cups showing up. The Page of Cups. Cups is water, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The King of Wands is going to be like the same age as you, or maybe a little bit chronologically older, perhaps, or at least mentally very stable like that. The Page of Cups could be the same age as you, but is mentally, very youthful, or is chronologically younger than you, possibly. That's another possibility. So, that's looking really good, really good. And as I look forward, going out a little bit farther, so we're in March, okay, I'm feeling around springtime, these fellows, and by the way, it doesn't have to necessarily be male, and, these days you have to say that, because you don't know, and so these individuals, these people, show up around then, and then going in towards, latter part of spring into summer. There's some stuff coming up where you're going to have to deal with some emotional baggage and get that taken care of so you can move onward and upward and bring in the abundance. The Eight of Cups is showing up along with the card we got for our previous caller, the Five of Cups. Okay, so it's basically the same message. We don't know what it is yet, but when it hits, you're going to know it. You're going to go, that's what Dax was talking about. And the message is the same as it was for her is for you, that you need to shift your focus. You need to turn around and see those two upright cups. So when you have a situation happen, and especially if it's emotional, because these are all cup cards, and it looks like something not too great just happened, remember, this is when Dax said I need to shift my focus and refocus on what I do want. So that's what the messages that are coming through the cards right now. Let's see what Mary's getting for you.
Thank you.
Wow. What's really interesting is I got the Page of Cups as well, just like Dax did. And, I'm laying the cards down when you're saying, like, nothing social is happening in my life, and I'm getting the Page of Cups, the Three of Cups. I'm like, okay, well, that was something that's going to change, obviously. And the World card, again, is at the center. So, a lot of times with the World card, it's like we've completed a cycle. It's time for the new to come in, the next phase to come in. The Nine of Cups, the Wish card, is overlooking all the other cards. So, that's a card of happiness and emotional fulfillment. And, but when it comes up, I often think like, okay, take a little bit of time and think about what is it that you really do want? What would you wish for if you could? And especially, what would you wish for that you think would make you happy? Cups, this is, I do feel like this is sort of reading romantically, but it could start out as a friendship or somebody that you connect with through friends. And then the other thing that's kind of weird here is the Queen of Pentacles comes up here. So are you an earth sign?
No, I'm air. Got a lot of air in my sign. And
you got a lot of air. I have zero air here, but that makes sense because the way the Queen comes up here, I feel like it's saying like embody the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. So what does that mean? You know, the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing, down to earth, is practical, you know, generous and caring, but at the same time, you know, is no fool, you know. Like, so I feel like that practicality, that getting down to earth, especially if you're an air sign, you know, it's like, you know, the next phase is going to be about forming those practical, you know, connections. Cooking comes up for some weird reason. I don't know what it is about cooking. Do you cook? Do you like cooking? Is it something that we need to get into a little bit more as the spring comes into focus?
I've been doing a lot of cooking since the pandemic, and actually I have found that I eat better. I got some prepared food the other day, and I just didn't react well. So I'm back to I'm just back to cooking almost all of my meals.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. That's great. And I don't know. Somehow cooking is related to being happy, to being fulfilled, to feeling like, you know, grounded. You know, so it could be that, you know that you've been like New York has been under lockdown, you know, like for real. And all of that, and sometimes the things that we've been dealing with over the past year can make us feel a bit disconnected. And so when we get back into those things of cooking and, you know, friendships and connecting with people, that can help us feel that connection again and not feel so isolated like so many of us have during all this. But this looks great. I think this is going to be a great spring.
Thank
wanted
you.
to mention.
I appreciate it. I'm sorry.
Mary, I just wanted to mention real quick, you brought up the world card, and in contemporary, you know, times, a lot of times the world card comes up talking about the World Wide Web. And so maybe it's kind of hinting Ellen can, you know, start stretching out, you know, behind her, beyond her boundaries without having to necessarily go out into public quite yet if she doesn't want to, but you can, you know, do some Skype sessions and Zoom sessions with folks and find places online to you know, chat with people and you know, kind of get back into the social, you know, that 3 of Cups card kind of thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Well, thanks for the call, Ellen.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yeah.
You too.
And now you're going to have to call us back and let us know what happened.
Yeah.
All right. So we're coming up on the top of the hour. We've got, I think, enough time for a couple more calls here. If we don't get to your call today, remember, write down the phone number, 714-816-4628, and also the chat post address, psychictalk.net/chat, because same bat time, same bat channel, same chat post URL, and same phone number tomorrow on Sharona's show. Yeah, you can call in and get a mini reading on Sharona's show tomorrow. What else was I going to... There was something else that I was going to mention. Oh, I know. Ellen's is a good example, Mary, of, you know, we're doing these mini readings on the radio here. And if I was actually sitting down for a regular session with Ellen, I would have been pulling more cards and asking more questions about this thing, this event that I was telling her about with that 5 of Cups, and get, you know, more information on it. But we're limited by time on the radio shows. But if you'd like to book a longer reading with Mary or myself, you can go to Mary's page at psychictalk.net/Mary, and you can get in contact with her through her page. You can book sessions right there. Same for me. I'm at thetarotguild.com/Dax. So I just wanted to mention that. And let's see who's been waiting the longest. It looks like area code 780. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dax. It's Jay calling from Canada. Thanks for taking my
It's
call.
from Canada.
Hey, Mary.
Hey,
It's
Canada.
It's that far away foreign place way up there, Kenyatta.
I always
Well,
get excited, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's another country.
We're international
So
now.
what do you want to? I know.
We are.
So what do you want to talk about today?
I got a question for you, and it's kind of like different. I'm actually trying to wake up a lot of people right now, and what's going on in the world and things like that. I just wondered how good a job I'm doing right now, because I think I'm not getting to the people that it's a responsibility for waking up, but just wondered if I make an impact on that so I can save their lives too. So
Making any headway?
Yeah.
Awesome
Thank
sauce. Well, Mary, you're up to
Okay.
go first, but I wanted to ask Jay, can you elaborate a little bit? Like, I don't know, what are you doing to help people? And
just exploring what's going on with medical things and what's going on in the financial markets too. So yeah.
Are you making any headway on waking them up? I feel like you are really trying. You get the 9 of Wands that comes up here. The Strength card comes up. The 5 of Wands, are you getting any pushback from people a little bit? 5 of Wands can be like, when people are like a little, I'm sorry, wait, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and so 5 of Wands is like people can be combative, it can be competitive, but usually it's like something that, it's like a struggle we have to overcome. The 9 of Wands, you look at the figure in the card, he's got a bandage on his head, he's got all these wands. It's like, I have I have really done a lot here. So, and then the Temperance card, the Strength card, and then the last card that comes up is the Queen of Wands. So what I feel here is that we might have to shift our strategy a little bit. Okay, with the Strength card right at the center and that Temperance card. The Strength card is really interesting because a lot of times, we see the lion in the card and we think like, roar, strength, it's a great symbol of strength. But if you look at the full picture in the card, it's this, depending on which deck you're looking at, but it's this woman like gently taming the lion, using gentleness, using that diplomatic strength. Instead, the Queen of Wands could be representing like, at least, one person that you've gotten through to. So I do think that you're making an impact, and I think you should, with the Temperance card, it's like finding the middle ground, finding that common ground, with other people. So when we're trying to wake people up, get them all woke, and stuff, okay, so here's the thing that just pops into my head is this idea of leadership, right? So when we're trying to get across our ideas in order to get people to make a positive shift, there really is the essence of leadership. And that different people, different techniques of leadership work on different people. There's some people that you can come in like a lion and really be passionate and really, inspire them that way to wake up. And then there's other people that, you got to be more gentle with and speak to their, we meet people where they're at, right?
Exactly.
So we have to work with where they're at and show them
diplomacy,
the path forward. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm getting. Let's see what Dax is getting.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Mary.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Oh, yeah, this is going right along with what you've been saying, Mary. I mean, the central focus card is the 4 of Cups. And this is kind of, showing Jay's kind of dissatisfaction with the outcome so far. Maybe it's not as big or widespread as he wants it to be, and but there's an opportunity being presented here that you're just not seeing, and I have a feeling this is going to come up within the next 4 days to 4 weeks. I got another 4 card, the 4 of Wands at the end, which is a card of celebration and gatherings, and it looks really positive. And that's also the timing card. So we're looking at 4 days to 4 weeks. And the rest of the cards are talking about this structure, because those 2 4 cards, the number 4 is structure in numerology. And Mary, I got the Temperance card as well. And one aspect of the Temperance card that doesn't come up that often, but it popped right out to me in this particular situation, is diplomacy, successful negotiations, that kind of thing is also indicated by that card. And showing up is, again, like with a previous caller, the 9 of Cups, literally the wish come true card. You can have your emotional fulfillment if you work on this. And then the Hierophant card comes up talking about institutions. So putting this all together, what's going on here is that you can increase your impact through working with larger institutions, nonprofits or otherwise, government entities, whatever it happens to be, because I don't know all the specifics of what you're doing, but that's what's being hinted here. And to come at it from a diplomatic point of view with the Temperance card, balancing everything, like Mary said, you want to meet people where they are and then try to expand them beyond where they are to where you are at, you see. But you can have a larger impact working with larger or large institutions, nonprofits, things along those lines.
Interesting.
So that's what I'm getting. Yeah. So give that some thought over the next few days, and the light bulb's going to go off, and then you can call us next Saturday and let us know what happened, because I just know that light bulb's going to go off for you.
Yes, it will.
You'll have your eureka moment.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks for the call, Jay. Great call.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Always
Thanks, Mary. Blessings.
Enjoy your weekend.
Blessings.
And we always love it when we get calls from way far away, foreign lands like Kenyatta.
I know. Amazing.
Oh, wow.
The people.
And we have time for. I'm sorry. What did you say, Mary?
The peoples of the North, the Canadians.
Yes. The Canadians.
I love Canadians.
So,
I love Canadians.
And they're always so nice. See how Jay was so nice? I love it.
They
we have time.
It really must be a really nice place.
I know. I want to go visit up there, But we have time for one more call. We're going to squeeze in here. Remember to tune in for Sharona's show, Magic Universe, tomorrow. And she's, tarot magic. It's going to be great. So be sure to tune in. And if we don't get to your call today, remember you can call in tomorrow. So the last caller here waiting the longest is area code 708. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Barb, and I'm calling from Illinois.
Hi, Barb.
Hi.
I would like to know, going forward, what my eureka moment's going to be.
That's a great question.
Where do you want a eureka moment? Like in what part of your life, or all of it, or
now
what's
we're going to
on?
muddy up the waters here.
Well, we only have so much time on the radio show, so we got to get kind of specific here.
You're right. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess career and health.
Career and health. I think it's your turn, Dax.
Career and health. Yeah, well, a lot of these cards are actually talking about health. The Lover's card showed up, and that's, I believe that's Raphael on that card, isn't it? Which is, the angel of
health.
Healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The hangman shows up after that, so there might be a delay. Okay.
Okay.
But the other aspect of the hanged man is, the hanged man is not a man that has been hung. The hanged man is a fellow that decided to, on purpose, hang himself upside down so that he could see the world 180 degrees upside down from the rest of us and think outside the box. This is one of those think outside of the boxes card. And then right after that is the Three of Wands, which is basically cooperation, fruitful partnerships, realized goals, things like that. But it's also, he's up on the hilltop here, looking out like he's searching, and waiting for his ship to come in, kind of thing. And the feeling I'm getting here is that anything that's going on with your health, and of course we always have to put in the disclaimer that Mary and I are not medical professionals. You've got to speak with your medical professionals, your physicians, your primary care, what have you, about anything to do with your health. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, anything that happens to be going on with you right now as far as health goes. And, Raphael is showing up here. And the hangman, wants you to take a brief delay and start thinking outside the box. Thinking of alternative ways to work on whatever situations you're dealing with involving health. And that's where the Three of Wands also comes in, where he's searching, looking at alternative therapies and doing some research and working with, complementary practitioners and things along those lines. And if you could do that, at the very end, we get the Three of Cups, which is a card of celebration again, and it's also the timing card. So this can happen, as quickly as like the next 3 weeks, somewhere with between now and 3 months from now, that you're going to actually get some resolution with any health things that you're dealing with right now. One last thing that's coming through for me is diet. That a lot of, especially if it's anything chronic, the diseases of modern civilization, almost everything that we deal with actually goes back to diet. And that's what is coming through, is to do some investigation in that area, look into diet, because that could actually help you be very, very beneficial. And let's see if Mary's got any words of wisdom coming through on career or health, or I don't know. What were you getting, Mary? I got health, so.
Yeah, and I'm getting just a real weird mix of things here. But okay, so like, and the Nine of Cups, but it's in the past position. It's almost like, there was something that we really wanted. We thought, we want this, it's going to make us happy. And, maybe the bloom is off the rose now, and that could be career. And then we go from the Nine of Cups into the Eight of Cups, and it's saying like, look, in order to really nurture ourselves, nurture our emotions. I got the Empress card. I've got the Emperor card. Nurturing, creativity, growth, and the Emperor is saying like that there's got to be an order to things here, and there's something with that Eight of Cups that we've got to like move on from, or we've got to leave behind, and we've got to say, okay, I'm going onward and upward now, and that's followed by the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, tens often indicate the end of something. Ten of Swords, can indicate, kind of the end of something that was really kind of harsh to deal with, or, it's swords, so it's on the mental level. So it's something that was just, maybe the cause of a lot of anguish. If you've ever seen the Ten of Swords card, you've got a guy with, 10 swords sticking out of his back. So I don't really feel it's saying much about health unless you have a back problem and you're thinking of acupuncture.
I do have
or
a
back surgery.
It's usually,
Right,
no, I
really?
would never do that. But I do have a back problem, and I have been to complementary therapies, and it just seems that the person that I had before had retired, and I've gone to about 4 practitioners, and this person that I'm with now, I really like her a lot. However, I'm still not curing the problem.
Right.
So,
right, and that's where that 3 of Wands was coming in. It's indicating you need to do, search other practitioners. You just haven't found the right practitioner yet, is what I'm getting.
Right, and it's a costly process.
Yeah.
If you're looking at every time you go, it's like $200 or pretty close, and six visits later, you're still not any better.
Where do you live?
Kind of like,
again,
wow.
Where are you calling from? Illinois, right? Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's for acupuncture. You're paying that. That's
no,
wild.
No.
No.
Chiropractor,
Chiropractor.
naturopathy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So look, and then that makes sense. You really like her. That is that 9 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. It's time to move on, because you're absolutely right. And it's like we like our practitioners a lot of times, but we're going to them for a pretty specific reason, not just to hang out, So
right.
it's not always, fun, because it's like, but I really like them. I wish they would be able to fix me, though, So
exactly.
it seems a little bit of that. The thing about the Empress card, often I think when I see the Empress, I think of like a tree with all the roots stretching out in all these different directions, like a network, So I feel like, check out your connections in your network and see if there's someone else that maybe can address the issue in a different way that is going to bring healing. There's nothing like a bad back problem, because you realize how much your back is involved in everything, right?
Right, and you don't realize it's how limiting it is, and and chronic back pain, whether it be dull or whatever, it's draining. It's draining on your energy, and that's the problem. And I'm pretty good at mentally zoning things out, but when it gets to the point that I can't even mentally say, you're being pushed to the side, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
That is a big problem, because it can't affect everything.
I got something.
Go ahead, Dax.
I got something on that, because as you were talking about that, it dawned on me. I forgot to mention that we're talking about these alternative practitioners, and right away people think of the direct medical, like traditional Chinese medicine, so the acupuncture, that kind of thing. But actually, a lot of it is in the mind, and what is really, really great for chronic pain is certain techniques in neurolinguistics, NLP, and hypnosis. It is fantastic for chronic pain. So if you could seek out a hypnotherapist, an NLP practitioner in your area, preferably one that does both NLP and hypnosis, I think you're going to get a lot of relief out of that. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay.
And Dax talked about Archangel Raphael, and look, it doesn't matter too much where you stand on the idea of angels or connecting to them or whatever, but when you reach those moments where you can't even think straight because the pain is just too much,
right? Or you feel sick, or you actually feel nauseous from pain.
Go ahead and from your heart, ask for his healing and his help. It's not going to hurt to ask. As long as you ask sincerely, you never know what can happen. And I'm serious about this, because I've had that kind of experience with Archangel Raphael, and I thought, I doubt this is going to work, but I'm desperate. I'm desperately in pain. Try it.
Mhm. I'm going to try it.
Good. And that's all you have to do. It doesn't have to become a big philosophy or anything,
No.
but, it doesn't hurt to ask for help at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I just have, I like the person, but I'm just not getting the relief, and this has been since January. So it's not that I haven't been on a weekly basis since January. It's not like I haven't really been giving the person a chance.
Yeah, you have, and it's just not. Yeah, it's not changing anything. And look, not every technique works for every situation, and it doesn't hurt to look for another practitioner, or even another type of practitioner as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess
thanks
I'll
for the
just
call,
have to
Barb.
keep...
I hope that helps
Thank
you out.
Yeah. Yeah, keep in
Thank
touch.
you very
Let
much.
us know how it goes.
I will. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Barb.
Bye.
Cool. Yes. It's hard. It's hard. But people don't realize that they can actually get a lot of relief. We have multiple techniques in hypnosis and NLP that work great on various types of chronic pain. And if your pain level on on the SUD scale is 1 to 10, and you're at like 9 or 10, and we can get it down to 3, 2, 1, even that is just such a huge relief.
Absolutely, and so much of it is in the mind. It's the same thing with crystals as well. A lot of it is we have a physical issue. We have something messed up with our back or whatever. But everything that we do in our head about it, everything that happens with our emotions about it, can send that pain through the roof. So absolutely, anything like hypnosis, calling upon your angels, working with crystals, all of these things we can do while we are looking for the right, medical professional that can address the problem on a physical level.
Mm-hmm. And here we are at the end of the show, but, before we go off air, I wanted to re-mention Sharona's show tomorrow, because she really does have a great guest, Emily Muniz. And Emily is the creator of the Simplicity Tarot, and you can check it out just by going to simplicitytarot.com. That's Simplicity Tarot, TAROT.com, and go check out her deck. And she is a tarot diviner, instructor, and they're going to be talking about tarot magic tomorrow on Magic Universe with Sharona Rapsik. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. It's going to be great. I'm tuning in, Mary.
Oh, me too. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I love her deck. It's really cute. I really like it.
I'll have to check it
out.
out.
Right
I
now.
don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, all you got to do is go to simplicitytarot.com, and you're going to see the images right away, which is great. You don't have to hunt around for it. And it's like, wow, look at that. That's pretty neat. I like what she did there. It's bright. There's a lot of white. It says white. It looks like it's one of those, what do you call them? The magnetic flap lid ones. I might be wrong about that, but because I'm just, it's just from what I'm looking at, but.
Awesome.
Simplicity Tarot. Looking at the box here, and that's what it looks like to me, is one of the, I love great packaging with decks, not just the deck, but
me
the
too.
packaging. When it's just awesome like that. So we'll be back next week, everybody. Thanks to all our listeners and callers. And that's it. Parting words, Mary?
Just have a great weekend, everybody. Have a great St. Patty's Day. It's coming up too. And don't forget
to
stay
safe.
Spring forward.
Stay safe with those tornadoes there, Mary.
Yes, I'm hoping we can avoid them. I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed.
All righty. Bye, everybody.
Well, thank you, Dax.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
You're welcome. Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Mary Ellen.